Greetings and welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of UC Weekly News. I'm your host, David Danto, and I got a good friend with me that I've known in the industry for, oh my God, I can't even keep count of how many
I
years.
know we've been doing this forever, dude.
Dan, introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Hey, I'm Dan Freeman. I'm the CEO of VDO360. Started out many years ago as a field engineer in the business, and so everything that as a company we develop has kind of that bent to it. We're a field engineer first type company.
And where
Whatever
are
the
you today? I've had conversations with you. You've been on a boat somewhere in the middle of the ocean, and you've been.
Yep.
Where are you roughly today?
I live in Port Ludlow, Washington, which is on the Olympic Peninsula across from Seattle.
Very nice. Okay,
Yeah,
so
beautiful here. Beautiful.
we're talking coast to coast here. What used to be impossible to do with very big triax cables across the country, now we're doing like it's nothing with our internet while our
Yeah, and I
family
installed
is in the
those
other
when
room
back in the
doing
day.
whatever they're doing. So let me tell you a little story that kind of starts off our conversation here, because I do consider you one of the foremost camera experts in the unified communication space, even though not too many people
Thank you.
know who you are. Many people know I was at CES a few weeks ago, and I promised a friend of mine that I collaborate with all the time, is with a new firm, that I would be a guest for them on their webcast live. I don't know why they did it live, but they wanted to do it live. And it would turn out to be like 7 a.m. Las Vegas time. And I really wanted to have a Las Vegas background, but the sun was going to be changing. Let me show you what it looked like. I'll share my screen just for a second. This is what it looked like when I hopefully the share screen works there. There we go. This is what it looked like when I started the call. And you can sort of see the pyramid Luxor behind me, and you can see all the way in the back the buildings coming up. I couldn't get an image like that off of the built-in PC's camera. I was using one of these little jobbies here. This is your VDO360 Nav AI camera. But the interesting thing is that was 7 a.m. The sun was just starting to come up. And by about a half hour into the webcast, that sun was blazing. And I'll show you what that looked like again. Let's flip the slide here. Now I had to flip on the little backlight compensator switch that you have on your software control. But again, we see the detail of the pyramid. We see the detail all the way in the back for some of the buildings there. And you're still seeing my face pretty darn clearly. So, I mean, I was pretty impressed that I was able to get that kind of imaging out of a little camera like this. So I do keep it with me in my travel kit all the time. And when I'm doing something that's anything that's going to be recorded or broadcast or conference to a client, I always use this and not the built-in piece of garbage in my notebook.
We have a lot of people use that as a traveling camera, even though it can be put into a conference room, works great, does auto framing, which I don't know if you're aware of just how well it does. But here, let me with my software here. Let's see. Yeah. So a little click of a button, boom, just follows me around. It'll auto frame me. If I was, let's say I was an instructor trying to do, just talking to people, want to walk around a little bit in my space. I don't have to worry about it. The camera's going to follow me around, and it moves so smooth. So happy with this. It moves so smooth. It looks like a pan-tilt zoom camera.
You're using the same camera that I'm holding up
It's
here.
exactly the same camera.
This thing's what is
It's
it,
my favorite camera. Yeah.
it's about an inch and a half square. I mean, it's nothing much more than that. Plugs
Yeah.
in with a single USB cable, doesn't require separate power supply, and that's doing auto framing as well.
Yeah. Does the auto framing, does all the, you can set all the parameters for your lighting and everything. It's
amazing.
it's really a stunning camera.
What does it typically go
Even has a
for?
couple of microphones in it that are okay.
What does it typically go for?
I think there's like $450. Yeah.
So it's on par with the high quality webcams that you would get from most of the other manufacturers that are out there.
Well, I wouldn't say on par.
The price is on par.
The price is on par, yeah.
Okay, no, that's
Yeah.
that's
But
really
you do get
exciting.
a lot more features.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And it's
And
also
it's built like a tank.
that was the other point I was going to make. I wouldn't do it, but I could drive nails with it. It's a really solid. It's not a piece of
Yeah.
plastic garbage. It's really a nice hefty little camera. So that's
Yeah,
good.
we mill them out of a solid block of aluminum.
And it's not the only camera you guys make. This is the I have it in the box here because we're going to be giving some of these away at with the
Oh
Justin
yeah.
Collaboration Week New York. Please go to the website collaborationweekny.org. And you've donated a few of these cameras to give to some of our people. This is the 1C camera. It's roughly the same shape and same size. And it's got also got some interesting features too, right?
Yeah, the 1C was our first foray into like just a good solid webcam. And it's got great output. It's a 4K sensor. We dumb it down to 1080 so that it works with every software that's out there. It has a fixed USB-A cable that comes out the back to hook up to your PC. And one of the coolest things that we did is we put a USB-A port on the back of the camera, so it acts as does I don't know, a bridge, call it. So you can hook up two devices using that. The original call for that camera was for call centers where they're using headsets. And they didn't, they work on thin clients. They don't have a lot of ports. And they wanted to have something that they could plug the camera in and still be able to use their headset. So you can plug your headset into the back of the camera, have pro quality audio, and have a pro quality camera. And frankly, that thing like retails at $70. I
So
mean,
that's,
it's
that's
cheap.
amazing.
It's cheap.
I haven't unpacked
It's
mine
the
because I
same.
want.
It's the same milled aluminum. You know, use it as a nunchuck if you want. I don't know. It's a pretty tough camera.
I haven't unpacked mine because I want, like I said, to give it away for the Collaboration Week attendees that are coming up in February 20th to 22nd. The one thing I do recall, though, and I'd love you to speak to it just for a second, and don't give away any company secrets, of course, but I remember in the heart of the pandemic when nobody had any cameras, you still had these things in stock and people were buying them left and right.
Yeah, I've been the incredible team over in Shenzhen. These guys, I've been working with them, I don't know, since I started the company in 2012. And the same group of engineers, same manufacturing team, which is really rare. And I mean, they really understand their environment. So Alex calls me, says, there's some disease going around here. We might have to shut down a lot of production, but that means all the chips are going to be out of business too. So he suggested that maybe we want to stock up. So we bought as many chips as we possibly could. So turned around, we invested heavy into the power PMICs and the sensor chips, all little things that go into making up these cameras. And we were able to continue building all the way through.
That's great. That's amazing. So I see over your shoulder, these are not the only cameras that you make. You've got a bunch of cameras on the shelf there.
No, we got, yeah, bunch of my little show off stack there. We have a bar. Everybody has a bar.
Everybody, my grandmother's making a bar and she's been dead for 20
It's the
years.
same thing. And what it is, it's this camera, the Navi Eye, with a speaker and microphone. Same thing. That it's pretty inexpensive, $650 or something. Let's see, we have our Compass here. Let me pick this one up. We have our Compass X. We have the Saber 20, which is 20x pro level, 20x zoom, has HDMI, 3G SDI, USB 3.0, NDI-HX, and it can all run concurrent. So if you wanted to bring one camera image into a switcher and run things around, great camera for that.
And you got your workhorse, right? The one that has this remote control on it, right?
Yeah, that's my Compass X. That everybody has a favorite thing, right? Compass X to me is like the coolest camera because it does all kinds of crazy stuff. So let me do this. I'm gonna
You got
switch
one
cameras,
on?
all right?
Okay.
Yeah, I got one hooked up here. I'm gonna show you. Play around with it a lot. All right, so now it's waking up. You see it's black and white? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Let me do this again. I'm gonna do this. Okay, goes to black and white automatic. Goes for IR illumination. All right. So
Really?
this camera was created by a requirement from a healthcare provider that we have a camera that could read 12-point font from 16 foot away in the dark. How's that for a challenge for a collaboration camera?
Okay.
So
It's not
here's a
exactly level.
view.
You got to work on getting your bubble level.
It's sitting on top and crooked and everything. Yeah, I'm a little off crooked, off center. So let me do this. Let's see. You want to see where Video 360 started? That was headquarters of Video 360 back when the company started.
Okay.
All right, so that's 10x optical zoom. You saw how small the picture is.
I think
And
I had a
then,
video conference with you when you were on that boat at one point.
yes, you did. And I remember doing one with uh, Blue Jeans from Puerto Vallarta with an iguana walking across the limb in the back. So anyway, this was in Puerto Vallarta.
Is that you waving in the yellow? It's kind of hard to see you. It's a shame I can't
Well,
get
let's
any
say,
closer.
let's go. Let's use the digital zoom. Yeah, there I am. There's my wife next to me. She has a great
Oh.
smile. She's better to focus on than me.
What are all those stars in front of you?
Dust.
It's dust on the
That's just
frame.
that's just dust on the glass on the picture.
Wow.
So so that's actually effective 100 times zoom. So this is one thing I like to do. You've seen our logo, water. I'm a boat guy. This is a picture on canvas. Now I don't know if your resolution of this thing will bring it in nice now, but
Now, by the time it gets through all the processing and, all the LinkedIn Live and YouTube and everything, I don't know if it'll show this, but I can
what it
see.
does, you can see the texture of the canvas.
Yeah, I can.
Again, if you notice, this is the digital zoom, but it doesn't look blocky, does it?
Yep.
There's a reason for that. We'd have some special stuff sauce that we do. Again, my great team over there in Shenzhen. Anyway, that's my Compass X camera. We also do, here's some other stuff. We do extenders. You can see those in the back. USB extenders. Those are really popular because people say they work all the time. And I'm sorry about that. And then we have our 2C that has, excuse me, the 2C has really nice microphone array. 3C, little tiny bar. That's about it.
Very nice.
So a lot of people are using the Compass X camera right now for telehealth. Reason is obviously it does that massive zoom. It can be foreign camera controlled either through VISCA controls like VIDYO, VIDYO. They use a VISCA control protocol over the USB. We have the prolific chipset built into the camera. So over the USB, you get a serial connection. You also have the capability of using UVC foreign control, like through Zoom. So if you had, wanted to control Zoom to Zoom, you can do that. It is a Zoom certified camera. It does the auto IR switching. It'll go when it goes dark in a room, it goes to black and white. So with just a small amount of illumination, you can still see that quality of Zoom. The real secret on our Zoom, I'll tell you, it's 8-bit sampling. So if you imagine you have a 3x3 grid of pixels, every time you move over a pixel, you have another 3x3 grid. So what we do is we sample the ones around it, sample the ones around it, sample the ones around it. So every bit gets sampled by the ones to the outside. So that smooths out the entire image. So we don't have those rough, jaggedy edges you see on digital zoom. It's extremely clean.
It's very impressive. It's really cool stuff, and I don't know how many people know about it. I certainly would love to get the word out. There's nothing wrong with any of the cameras that are out there that I know of that are majorly available in the market from any of the
No.
manufacturers, but these are cool, and they're not very expensive, and they've got a lot of really good qualities. So people should
Well,
try it.
and like I said, we design everything from the installation point of view, from the field engineers. So that's why I said our extenders, they work every time. They throughput 400 plus megabits, where normally you don't get that much in a USB over Cat5 extender. And then we have USB 3.0 extenders that
So
run
if
over
somebody wants to
fiber.
find out more about the catalog, more about the company, more about the product, where do you suggest they go?
Well, go to a website. Obviously, we got some cool stuff. It's www.VDO360.com.
Terrific.
VDO360.
And what about if somebody wants to ask you a question or get
Okay.
some find out more? How do we get you?
We have such difficult programs in our emails. It's Dan at VDO360.com.
What a coincidence that you would get the email with the guy named Dan.
You'd think, huh?
That's just really cool. Dan, thank you for taking the time to show us some of this. Thank you very much for letting me use the really awesome Nav AI for my work, and for giving a few of the New York people that are going to come to our event.
Yeah.
That again, it's,
And I think the 1C is one of those traveling wheelbarrow cameras. It's one of those things, just throw in the bag, forget about it, use it.
yeah, that's awesome. And again, the event website is collaborationweekny.org. So go to that and register if you're going to be in the New York area. If you want to find out more about it, Dan, thanks very much. I will hopefully see
I
you
highly
again.
recommend it. I've gone in the past. It's a great event.
Yeah, maybe we can even get you to come this year. Let's see if we can talk.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll do Collaboration Week Seattle.
Man, we did Silicon Valley. Seattle's not that far away.
No, I go there.
Thanks very much, Dan. And thank you guys for watching what we do here every week and spending some time with us every time. My name is David Danto. You know how to reach me. Just look on LinkedIn. Just Google me. I'm the only David J. Danto out there. We will see you on the next show. Take care.